As a child, I used to play down here in the river bottom. I lived nearby and just never realized that I would be an owner someday. And I'm just thankful for that and was the opportunity to go into the land trust. I love living near town, but also in the country. And to keep a piece of property that looks like country this close to town is pretty cool, I think. And so that was a good reason to protect the property and put it in the land trust. I'm a land developer also, and I do believe in land development in the proper place. But this river bottom area here is not a proper place for land development. A good friend of mine who's passed away years ago was one of the founders, I think, of the Whatcom Land Trust. Henry Pollander was a good friend, and the family still is today. And he talked to me years ago about, this land trust thing. What's this all about, And so I became interested in it. And then when there was talk about land development taking place below town and a street being put through my backyard here, it just didn't seem right to me. And then I became more acquainted with the land trust and looked into it, and they were very gracious about giving us a lot of time to think about it, because once you sign up, it's a permanent thing. It would be more valuable probably to develop it, but we just decided that we wanted to go with the trust. But I plan on living here the rest of my life, Lord willing.
My name is Patrice Clark. This is what's now called Clark's Point. It's the peninsula at the south end of Bellingham. We talked to my parents about they asked me, do you guys want to live out here? So we ended up snooping around with them one day, hiking down and looking around at where we might build, and just went from there. And so my dad was driving back with the realtor and said, "What's this over here?" So in 1958 or 9, my parents bought 100 acres. My parents were getting up in their 70s, 80s then, and they were like, what are we going to do with this property in 100 years? What's going to happen? We were all in agreement to let's look into what we could do to preserve the property. So it was like working with Rand on what we wanted, what we didn't want, what would work. And it took like almost 2 years of meeting quite often. We can have an easement put on the property so we can still own it, but we can protect it from being developed, which is what we wanted. So we started out with the basic easement, and we've amended all for the betterment of the land several times. My dad was unique because he wanted to have the land trust be involved, but he also wanted to do things how he wanted to. So we had to kind of corral him a little bit. But overall, we all loved the land, and we wanted to be able to protect it. So I love the day that we signed the papers, because then it was like I could walk the property and know it was going to be protected. It's a good day.
The question is really what the Whatcom Land Trust wants to do in the next couple of years. And to be honest with you, for us, it's much more than that. We have a 100-year vision. It's a long-term vision about what we want this place to look like in 100 years that protects the things that make it special today. We really want to be part of that. We've started on that. We have over 11,000 acres that we have preserved. We've got another 12,000 through county parks. And people ask me all the time, how much land is too much? Well, I don't know the answer to that, but the fact is that there are still special places in Whatcom County that deserve protection, and Whatcom Land Trust wants to be a part of that. And not only the Whatcom Land Trust, but everyone here today. You folks have all helped make this happen. It's that shared vision that we have, that shared love of this land, the shared value of this great place we live. We can't protect it without all of us working together on that.